Back to the grind with the only free MMA channel that fucking matters, full-time MMA. And Amanda Nunes vs. Valentina Shevchenko 2 has been rescheduled for UFC 215 in Edmonton. I'm excited about that fight. It's going to be a good fight, but this is my thing. This is my question about UFC 215. Because now Dana White, he wasn't too happy with Amanda Nunes. Demetrius Johnson was supposed to be fighting at UFC 214, I believe, before they rescheduled it, before they moved it from the August. They scrapped the August date and moved it to motherfucking UFC 215 Edmonton. So it was UFC 215 still, but they changed the date, and that was going to be in Seattle, where Demetrius Johnson was going to headline in his hometown versus TJ Dillashaw, but Demetrius Johnson didn't want the TJ Dillashaw fight. He wasn't happy with the circumstances in which the fight came about. He wanted Ray Borg. Well, you know what happened. So that fight got scrapped. That card got scrapped due to the Mayweather-McGregor shit. But this is the thing, though. Dana White's not too happy with Amanda Nunes right now for canceling the main event. Dana White's not too happy with Demetrius Johnson right now for turning down TJ Dillashaw and airing out all of his grievances. So, UFC 215 in Edmonton. UFC 214 is stacked. John Jones, Daniel Cormier, Tyron Woodley, Damian Maia, Chris Cyborg, Tanya Evinger, Robbie Lawler, Donald Cerrone. Stacked. UFC 215, to my knowledge, all that has is Mike Perry versus Thiago Alves, which I'm hyped for as a hardcore fan. Casual fans don't give a fuck. It's got Amanda Nunes versus Valentina Shevchenko. That one's got a little bit of casual appeal just because she beat Ronda Rousey. But as far as if you really just asked a casual fan, do you know who Amanda Nunes is? They might say yes, the girl that beat Ronda Rousey, but they don't really know much about her. So she doesn't have the most casual draw. Demetrius Johnson doesn't have casual draw. What did Dana White say to Demetrius Johnson? Okay, you want Ray Borg? We'll give you Ray Borg. I'm sure the numbers will be great. I'm sure the attendance will be great. And I'm sure the ratings will be great. So, as the promoter, that means, it doesn't mean you plan on sabotaging the card, but that does mean you have some say in how the card's gonna go. Because if you're Dana White or whoever's stacking the card, and you put Demetrius Johnson at the very top, or even co-main event, let's say Demetrius Johnson was at UFC 214, and Demetrius Johnson, it wouldn't matter because he was the co-main event to John Jones, Daniel Cormier. Dana White couldn't do anything about those numbers, those ratings, or the live gate. Because John Jones versus Daniel Cormier is on the card, Robbie Lawler versus Donald Cerrone is on the card, and Chris Cyborg's on the card. So if you replace the Tyron Woodley Damian Maia fight with the Demetrius Johnson Ray Borg fight, Demetrius Johnson's numbers are gonna be fine because it's gonna reflect off the John Jones numbers, all those numbers. But now if you just take Demetrius Johnson and put him on the card with a bunch of people that the casual fans don't know, Thiago Alves, Mike Perry, a lot of people that the casual fans don't know, that's going to reflect on Demetrius Johnson, and it has everything to do with who was on that card. So that's one thing that always confused me with the numbers. It's like you don't get to stack your own card. Demetrius Johnson doesn't really get. I'm sure he would rather fight at UFC 214 at this point than UFC 215, but he doesn't get that opportunity. So yeah, as an individual, he's not going to draw, but neither is Amanda Nunes. And why do I say all of this? Because if Dana White's trying to prove a point to both of these people, like, hey, you're not as big as you think you are, let me prove it, or any of that stuff, all he has to do is put them, the top of the card. He told Amanda Nunes she won't be headlining anymore, so Demetrius Johnson versus Ray Borg as the headliner, Amanda Nunes versus Valentina Shevchenko as the co-main, Mike Perry versus Thiago Alves as the next fight, Santiago Ponzinibbio, like literally no casual fans would pay cash for that. If you were putting it on Big Fox, yeah, they might watch it. But as far as paying $60, that's going to be a hardcore card. And that could happen. That's honestly my prediction for UFC 215. Since Amanda Nunes versus Valentina Shevchenko is already there, I think they're gonna sort of sacrifice the card. As far as they're not gonna go for 1 million pay-per-view buys on UFC 215. They might try and save that for 216, 217, 218. So 215, that card might be a little weaker. That's gonna be a card for the hardcore fans, for us. Hey, Demetrius Johnson, Amanda Nunes, Valentina Shevchenko, Ray Borg, Mike Perry, Thiago Alves. I'm already in. I'm going to be watching the fight. But can I say the same for my fucking shitty brother? Oh, I can't fucking wait until the fucking big brother beatdown, I swear. But can I say the same for him? No. He probably wouldn't even, he won't, even if I ordered the fights upstairs where I'm at, that motherfucker's not going to come to my area just to watch the fight, even if it's a pay-per-view, just because he doesn't give a fuck about the Demetrius Johnson fight or the Amanda Nunes fight or the Mike Perry Thiago Alves fight. If John Jones was on the card, or Tyron Woodley, or Damian Maia, or Cyborg, or Robbie Lawler, Donald Cerrone, motherfucking would be upstairs all in arms. Every would be an event. But that's not the case. So you guys see what I'm saying on this card. I think UFC 215 is also probably going to have Demetrius Johnson, and I don't think it's going to be half as stacked as UFC 214. But either way, man, I'm going to be watching them both. It is what it is. Let the hitters know what the fuck you time at in the comments, dude. What is pink goes in hard and dry and comes out soft and wet. Bubblegum.